Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is June 11th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. Check out these thunderstorms moving across eastern Oregon. Hundreds of lightning strikes ongoing. They are ongoing right now, probably waking some people up here as they started across some of the Cascades, east slopes of the Cascades, and they are now tracking off to the north and east. This little blurb of lightning there, it looks to be an error right there, but yeah, these are definitely ongoing, and some lightning now moving in towards the Rocky Mountains. Check out that moraine layer up and down the Washington coast, sneaking into some of the interior valleys here as well. You can see it pushing in towards the foothills of the Cascades across Oregon also. So yeah, our pattern change is here. We're going to cool things down from these lofty heights here across much of the area, especially west of the Cascades here today. And then gradual cooling trend will continue for eastern Washington over the next few days. So taking a look at lightning strikes over the last 24 hours, look at all these strikes riding up across Oregon, Idaho, western Montana, just clipping BC there, but nothing for Washington yesterday. Taking a look here at Mark Hartley's dust devil trip out there. You saw a bunch of them, it looks like, and I love these images. Keep them coming. But yeah, out there near Ritzville, west of Ritzville, it is a dust devil haven. It's a dry land farming area, and it is very fun to watch them. And if you want, go ahead and go to the Patreon page. Link is down below. You can. It's free to join this. You can go to the community tab and send me any images you get. So again, thanks for that. So this is day one. You can see the marginal risk for some wind and hail associated with these thunderstorms here across Idaho and Montana, just clipping eastern Oregon. Day two, this activity weakens, moves off to the east a little bit there. But day three, look at western Montana, even a slight risk back up towards Billings as well. I may be out chasing this across some of the plains here. We'll see how that goes, but this can bring some very fun weather. I love it when this moisture gets way back up into the high plains, especially up into Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado. Kind of my storm chasing specialty out there. And yeah, you can get tornadoes and all kinds of cool stuff as well. Now, looking at the Storm Prediction Center fire weather outlook, you notice Washington, Oregon is included in that with these gusty westerly winds, some low relative humidities. We gotta have some fire danger here. This is day one. This is day two. Again, for some of the Columbia Basin there, watch out for this action here. They even give you a little bit of a discussion here, and they talk about low relative humidity with some of these gusty westerly winds and dry fuels for several hours tomorrow afternoon. And this is day three, similar areas. Now, red flag warning. See Spokane calling attention to this. You see there's Chelan, Wenatchee, Moses Lake is included. There's I-90, so this is almost off towards Ritzville. There's Omak right there, but yeah, red flag warning. So stay alert. Watch out for this, especially in some of the grassland areas. Watch out, fireworks, campfire. Hopefully you're not out there doing this when we've got these conditions, or really anytime during the summer. Driving over dry grass, target shooting, yard work can even cause fires. But taking a look here at 500 millibar heights, you can see what is coming and why we are cooling down. So here goes this troughing here along the west coast of North America. And you see that trough out there across some of southeast Alaska. It gets reinforced also as we go through the end of the weekend and on in towards early next week. So we're definitely going to cut off those high lofty temperatures we have been dealing with here for at least a week or so, and probably longer as we head off in towards the second portion or the second half of June. Now, looking at 700 millibar temperatures, again, you can kind of see this. I like to show these visual representations of what is going on. There's that cooler air arriving. You can see that trough spinning across southeast Alaska, and then it gets reinforced here as we go towards the end of last night's European model run. Kind of that Gulf of Alaska troughing has definitely returned. Same thing with the European artificial. No, this is the ensemble run here. So let's do this first. So this is looking at that troughing right off the northwest Pacific Northwest, and again the Gulf of Alaska trough is going to be in charge. Very good model agreement there. This is all 50 ensemble members going to averaged out there, so definitely the troughing will be with us through at least June 17th, and almost certainly much longer. Now, composite reflectivity. If you notice the thunderstorm activity ongoing over there right now, you can kind of see how the NAM didn't really pick it up that well. And I checked the HRRR. It wasn't picking up this activity that well also. It kind of underplayed it a little bit there, but that should be moving mostly off to the east today. Still a few thunderstorms this afternoon right near the Idaho-Oregon border, maybe creeping into southwest Washington or northeast Washington as we go through this afternoon. Then you see British Columbia, better chances up there as well as we go through tomorrow morning. Then we head off in towards Thursday afternoon. Again, you can kind of see the bulk of the thunderstorm activity up into British Columbia, maybe the Oregon-Idaho border, southwest Idaho as well. And then we scroll off in towards Friday morning, another round of showers moving across and off to the east as we go through Friday afternoon. But you notice we didn't get a lot of precipitation for Seattle, if any at all. More on that here in a moment. 80-meter wind speeds, just kind of showing you here why we have that fire danger. You can see those gusty westerly winds combined with some of those low relative humidities is why we get this fire danger at this time of year. And you can see the Chehalis gap right there. We got some southwest winds rolling in. The onshore flow is here. We are definitely going to be cooling things down, especially west of the Cascades today. Now, looking at 15-day precipitation anomaly, again, on the dry side until you get up and across the interior of British Columbia. This is the European ensemble mean as of yesterday afternoon. So this is a 15-day picture here. And again, much of the Pacific Northwest below normal. But if we take a look here at the European over the next 144 hours, it does show a little bit maybe towards Seattle there, about 1/100 of an inch on the day Friday, but not amounting to much. Nothing for Portland. We go through the day Monday. It brings some light precipitation for Seattle, but if you go up towards Bellingham, southwest BC, and of course some of Vancouver Island, the Washington coast, better amounts. Maybe Astoria getting a couple tenths inch there, and maybe Portland just getting a little bit of precipitation, maybe enough to wet the ground, but not a lot through the next 6 days. However, we will be watching that Monday system because I think the European Artificial Intelligence, I believe it was, showed a bit more for Seattle, closer to 2/10 of an inch. So we'll watch that here over the next couple of days. Don't want to get anybody's hopes up just yet, though. And you can see as we go on in through the second half of June, we're keeping things much more seasonable. It doesn't look like any major heat waves or anything like that as we go through the June 25th time period. And of course, Spokane, as you can imagine, something similar as well. Definitely more seasonable temperatures here, below average at times even. Portland International Airport, very similar as well as we go through June 25th. So here we are. There's Seattle. You got the Willamette Valley. You got the Columbia Basin out here. This is for today, Wednesday, June 11th in southwest BC. You know, we're climbing back up into the mid-70s for Seattle and Vancouver, BC. Some upper 80s out there for Boise. You can see some mid-80s out there towards Bend, Oregon as well. We go to Thursday and look at that. We cooled things down quite a bit more even for eastern Washington. Still getting up towards 70 for Seattle. There's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You notice no big bounce back in these temperatures as we go on in through next week, keeping things seasonable and even a little bit below normal for some locations with this troughing around. Now, if we take a look at the artificial intelligence wider view of things here, there is Alaska. Pacific Northwest is right here where I'm circling with my green circle. And this is just looking at general 500 millibar heights. We're not looking at any anomalies or anything like that. But you can see that trough just really setting up shop right off to our northwest across western BC. Gets reinforced and hangs on all the way on in through next week as well. And I tell you what, you got the ridge down here. You got the troughing there. There is going to be some big severe weather probably across some of the plains, maybe up into Canada at times as we go on in through next week as well. And maybe even bringing some of that thunderstorm activity back in towards the Pacific Northwest. Again, depending on the exact trajectory and how this trough sets up for the region. But yeah, you can see it hanging out right into the Pacific Northwest all the way on into the later portion of June. And even at the very end of this run, it looks like it's hanging on with this troughing, extended out across some of the Gulf of Alaska. And you can see the trough all the way out in the 15-day time period up and down the west coast of North America. So are we going to pay for this at some other point during the summer? And eventually we're going to get some ridging in here and warm things up. So mossbacks, enjoy this next couple week period. It looks like as we are going to keep things very seasonable and no big heat wave. Taking a look at 2-meter temperature anomaly as well. So this is, I believe, yes, it is a 1-day running total. You can kind of see things stay seasonable. Some places below normal here as we go on in through next week as well, and kind of hanging on and kind of rinse and repeat as we go on in towards the later portion of June. Now, looking at the 46-day precipitation, the weeklies there in the European, again, that below normal signal continues to be with us all the way on and through July 25th there. Drought monitor comes out tomorrow. We'll revisit that, so just kind of burn that into your mind, or I'll give you a comparison tomorrow as well. But you can kind of see, will we get upgraded for some areas? We will see what they have to say about that. There's the 6 to 10-day temperature outlook. This will probably start to be creeping in a little bit more as we go through the next couple of days as well. And this I disagree with the Climate Prediction Center. You saw that we're not going to be above normal here. And I think they're just kind of broad brushing for that trough. They might not be paying attention to precipitation amounts that much. But yeah, anyway, check it out. Let me know if you see anything here across eastern Oregon. Thunderstorm activity rolling across portions of the Treasure Valley and up across the higher terrain, eventually the Rockies today as well. So eyes on the sky west of the Cascades, even across some of northeast Washington, eventually up into British Columbia the next few days as well. But yeah, the pattern change is here. It's going to be with us for a while. We'll see what is to come. We'll kind of break things down. We'll see if that trough starts to bring some more precipitation in here in some of these upcoming model runs. But otherwise, hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.